Hello everybody, I want to show you what you can do with all those Amazon boxes and some packing material that people give you for presents. Last week I did 3 shorts on Pacific Rim monsters and I was inspired to do a little bit of mixed media art. The first thing I did is I cut out a big rectangle from one of the large boxes, and then I took another box and I cut out a whole bunch of triangles, just different sized triangles, knowing that I was going to use them to create a couple of Pacific Rim monsters. I always like Leatherback, which is this fella over here, which kind of looks like King Kong. And then there's Knifehead, and I think he's very iconic, very memorable. Then I went to the Dollar Tree, and I knew I was going to use a lot of blue paint as the basis of what I was going to do. I spent a little bit of money, really, $1.25 on these acrylics, and they actually were really good because I use a lot of different paints and of some very high quality, and I was pretty pleased with these. So I used a large brush and I painted the background, the large piece of cardboard, just completely blue. And what that did is, as that dried, because it was moist, it shortened one side of the cardboard and it curved it so that it's, again, kind of a 3D effect, and it will stand on its own if you don't hang it on a wall. But it also gives you that kind of panoramic view. So after that, I started to just arrange the triangles in various shapes to make my monsters. And as you can see, I did that. I didn't want to use a bunch of different colors. I wanted it to have that mystery and darkness of being under the ocean and 2 monsters fighting. So I used metallic paint, iridescent paint to highlight things on the monsters, and just a couple of acrylics, white for the teeth, and I mixed a little bit of yellow and blue to make a little bit of a greenish eye. And then, having done that, I took this tissue paper that I got in a gift wrap, and then I glued that onto the cardboard to give it that sort of 3D swirling effect. As always, I used shoe glue to glue everything on because it dries fast and is very strong. So after I highlighted all the different colors, my last thing to highlight was glow-in-the-dark paint. So here's a ultraviolet light, and you can kind of get an idea of how things glow, but I'm going to put it in a darker area and show you again how it glows even more. And there you are, my painting I call Pacific Rim Nightmare.